G'day, this is Gary007 and welcome to my channel. So this is a beginner's guide on diplomacy, how to improve relations with certain factions, ways in which you can do that, what happens when you worsen your reputation with factions, and how to sort of bring it back to acceptable levels if you want to. So I do a lot of Avorion content, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to keep up to date with the content that I put out on a regular basis. Leave a like, leave a comment below about your experiences in the game and anything that I may have missed out on this very short tutorial for beginners when it comes to diplomacy. So let's just jump straight into this video. So if you go up to your player menu and you press I, you'll be greeted with this screen, and it'll be a diplomacy tag with a handshakes, a couple of guys having a handshake. This will show you all the factions that you've dealt with over your time in Avorion, killing pirates, making friends and all the rest of it. So when you probably start out on what would be the level that you start out on? So if you start out on normal level in game mode, a lot of the factions will be probably neutral towards you. Some of them will be bad. Some of them will be hostile because you've probably gone to war with the pirates, but the majority of the factions will be more welcoming to you. The higher the level you go, like insane level, the more difficult it is to deal with factions because they start off pretty much hating your guts, so it takes a little bit of time to turn them to your side and be able to start trading with them. So when you increase the reputation with your faction, there are bonuses by doing that. There's when selling goods and buying goods from a faction is generally cheaper, like equipment docks, resource depots, the tax that you pay at a resource depot when you start offloading your ore and refining it, the tax will drop down to from 10% and work its way down to 1%. Jump gates are cheaper, you sell large asteroids to them, you get massive amounts of credits from it. So if you're in an excellent standing, you'll probably get 400,000 credits from selling asteroids. So there is a lot of perks to it. If you want to go one step further, you can negotiate an alliance with a faction. You get 3 goes at it, and if you don't successfully negotiate properly the first time, I think it's on a 12-hour cooldown or 24-hour cooldown before you can do the negotiation again. Now, when you do this negotiation and you're successful in negotiating, you can put in credits or resources to make up the difference of the 5 million credits or 6 million credits. Generally, they want the 5.5 million credits. They want the high ends. You can never really lowball a faction. I've tried many times to lowball an alliance to get an alliance going, and they just won't accept your offers. So you got to really put the money on the table to get an alliance. So what are the bonuses with an alliance? When you do get an alliance, you get special deals, like an equipment dock. That, like I was saying, you're able to. There's certain deals that go on that only in an alliance, having an alliance with them, you're able to buy off them. Another way is, I'm trying to think, you can call in reinforcements if you've successfully negotiated an alliance with a particular faction. So there's a couple of bonuses. They're not huge. I hope they sort of change that so there's more benefit to the player negotiating alliances. But of course, it's just a playthrough. It's your playthrough. You don't have to always negotiate an alliance. You can just leave it excellent and never do anything about it. If you spend a lot of time in the area and you feel like it's worth your time and investment, go ahead and do it. The other side of the coin is what happens when your relationship just sours with a faction. So as your reputation decreases, so does the expense going through jump gates. So if you use a faction that is hostile and you use jump gates, it's going to cost a small fortune going through each jump gate because it's going to cost a fortune. You won't be able to trade with them. They're just going to downright shut down any conversation that you try to have with them. So the hard part is, if you've got a faction and, well, apart from being hostile, you could declare war with a particular faction, right? So right now I could declare war. Do you want to continue? You can hit confirm. I'm not going to declare war just now because it's just not worth it at now. But in this instance, at hostile, when they're hostile or bad, they won't exactly attack you straight on spot. They'll let you pass. But if you do cause enough trouble, they'll declare war on you. So that they can declare war on you as well as you can declare war on them if you keep making trouble. There's only a certain amount of reputation you can lose. You can't lose more than their allotted amount, and that's the same with being in a standing with a faction. There's only so much reputation each way. You can't. It's not indefinite, always losing reputation. It gets to a point where it just stays there. Now you can negotiate a ceasefire with a faction if you do declare war. So we're talking about worst case scenarios here. Now, this one here, I'm at war with this faction, right? These pirates. You'll be at war with all these pirate factions, and generally with a pirate faction, I don't worry about trying to improve relations. You're always just going to be at war with them. You can do it for the fun of it if you want to, try and be friends with everybody. So if I'm in their area, in their space, I could negotiate a ceasefire. Now this ceasefire will allow me to travel around in their area without getting shot at. And once you've negotiated a ceasefire, then you can start improving the relations with that particular faction. It's hard to do so, to turn them from hostile, from bad to neutral. One way to increase, there's several ways where you can improve your relations at this point in time from hostile to bad. These two sections here are the hardest to improve your reputation. So one is to sell resource at a resource trader and buying resources. I'm pretty sure they do sell it to you, but the tax is like at 10%, and it will take a little bit of time by selling and buying resources to try and get that reputation ticking over. Another way is if you're in their sector and some other pirates or Zotan swarm in, then jump over and take them out. You'll get good reputation by taking out and defending that faction's facilities. And the other way, and this is the main way that I find I end up doing a lot of, and that is going into yellow sectors. Like you go into your map and you go into your yellow blip sectors, and going in there and finding claimable asteroids, and you drive around looking for claimable asteroids and you sell it to the faction to try and increase their reputation with them. They are really the main ways to improve relations with a faction that is hostile and bad towards you. It does take time. And you can also, the other way, you can pay a tribute, right, to increase relations. It's an expensive method to do so. You may not have the money. Most of the time when I'm looking at a page like this, I don't have the credits to do so. I know I've got 410 credits, 410 million credits there, but most of the time mid-game, you're not going to have 5 million spare to negotiate relations with particular factions like this. And even early game, you're just not going to have the cash to do so. You're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, and that's roll up your sleeves, blood, sweat, and tears, and to improve relations with a faction like that. A lot of time you'd be doing that because you might be trying to find a good sector, or you might want to set up a trade route through that particular faction. They might be close to a barrier, and you might want to just sort of be friends with them and sort of link together a heap of factions together. So yeah, pay a tribute can increase your reputation, being in hostile and bad, claimable asteroids, defending against hostile attacks, and also selling resource at a resource trader. So that are sort of the main ways to do so. And once you get to neutral, you can start then trading. They'll start talking to you and you can start trading with the faction. So once you get to that trading point at neutral and you can start trade with the faction, buying and selling goods as a trader, you'll notice the reputation, it will start flying, you know. Once you get to neutral, it's easy from there to improve relations with a faction really, really quick. So yeah, so they're the ways to sort of, that's really the main way of pulling back from hostile to bad into neutral. And once you get to neutral, you want to start trading with them. And then all of a sudden you'll be good with them within no time, and then you'll have an excellent standing with them. And if you want to go further, you can become an alliance with that particular faction. So some of the ways you can decrease your reputation with a faction. So these are the main ways that you'll end up decreasing reputation. One of them is demanding cargo to drop their goods. Don't ever do that. One other way is, what's another way? If you go into a scrapyard and you start salvaging without a license, your reputation will plummet like a rock. Your AI ships accidentally firing on an alliance vessels or stations, they get a bit gung-ho and you'll lose reputation. That will plummet like a stone. There's so many ways. I'm just trying to think. One of the big ones is trading, and you're moving goods with contraband, stolen cargo on board, or hazardous goods. So that's one way to ruin your reputation with a faction also. So that might be you're carting fuel around, you're buying and selling hazardous goods. Make sure you buy the proper cargo licenses in the game to keep your reputation intact with a particular faction. So yeah, that's everything that I can sort of think of off the top of my head. Let me know in the comment section other ways to improve relations with a particular faction. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial, and alright, see you in the galaxy. Bye.